Aquarius, welcome to your October 2022 General Tarot Update or reading. It's Raina here. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I'm going to say not so interesting. I need to get this room here. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Fool card, and I said interesting because you are having a full moon not a full moon in your sign. You're having Saturn turn direct in the month of October, and so some of that kind of that, I want to say discipline. I don't know how else to phrase it, but the things that you've been going within about have to do with Saturn topics like discipline, having more order, paring down, but that's it can be on the emotional, psychological level. So, or your habits, your daily habits. So this idea of less is more, not having distractions in your life. The Fool is about embracing life as an adventure. Actually, the Fool card connects with the planet Uranus. That's your ruler. So very interesting. It has a different vibe than Saturn for sure, Uranus. And so you have to learn how to take the lessons of Saturn, which sometimes can feel very challenging, and see the blessing in it so that you're able to move forward. In other words, not to say, oh my God, not this again, because when Saturn is direct, your life as a whole is it's like you become the architect of your life, which is really a good thing when you think about it, because you're able to kind of build upon things. And you see things from the perspective of the future, not just in the present moment. And sorry, Eckhart Tolle, I know he's always talking about the present moment, but when we are looking at things that we want to do, obviously sometimes we are thinking about the future and how that's going to affect what we're doing currently. So it makes a lot of sense that people look to other things to kind of like, it's about grounding. But you may have been doing some of that on an internal level, like I said, and now it's time to put that into practice in your outer life. But the Fool wants to explore. So that'll be a very interesting kind of a contrast and how you can integrate that. Good luck with that. Oh, that's all I can say. In the past position, you have the Eight of Cups. This is about walking away from what doesn't serve you, what you do not love. And I think there's a lot of merit to doing that, because some people stick with the same thing, even if they're not really enthused with it, because they think, hey, it could be worse, but it could be better, and it could be more in alignment. And so to me, the Fool card is being able to experiment. And that's kind of what people who are Aquarians do when they're living at the highest level version of themselves, is they're willing to experiment. They're not just kind of stuck in this little box. The higher message is the Page of Pentacles. This is the card of the student. So I'm not reading this in a literal way, because this is a spiritual kind of a message. But I would say, are you a student of life? Do you take lessons from life and apply them to daily living? Are you willing to, page is the message, but you have to receive the message in order to incorporate it in your life. People who are kind of either narrow-minded, and that's usually not associated with Aquarius, but because you're a fixed sign, you can get fixated on certain concepts and ideas and then refuse to acknowledge that certain things are true for you because they require change. Change is a very kind of like unpleasant thing for a lot of people to contemplate because we get in these little grooves. I totally get it, but we have to learn how to be willing to go outside of our comfort zone. What's crossing you is the Ten of Cups. So, for instance, I'll say a couple of things. This is a card of marriage, family life, but especially, when it's positive, happily ever after, things like that. A couple of things directly related to family issues and marriage. If you have left if the Eight of Cups is you leaving a long-term relationship or a relationship that was a committed partnership, you may have, I think some Aquarians, maybe not all, but some Aquarians do not necessarily have a positive feeling about committed partnership. Maybe you're more want an open relationship. At the very least, you want that option. Even if you don't really care about being involved with multiple people, in other words, it feels like you're committing to something negative when you settle down, so to speak. And the Eight of Cups might have been you settling down and not with the right person. And that, I think, is the key, is that it's all about the person that you choose. It's not about the act of necessarily being monogamous or anything like that. Not that you have to be. You can live life in your own way. And as a matter of fact, the Fool card can be, very experimental with lifestyle. Somebody who is not committed to just one person, like I said, polyamorous, open marriage, maybe just totally avoiding relationships altogether, not because you're trying to avoid it, but because you're just not interested. Maybe you tried to fit into a paradigm that just doesn't fit for you. But the other thing too is, it's like if you want children, for instance, but you feel like that comes at a heavy price, then there might be a conflict within you. For other people, this can simply mean that there may be, with these two cards, there might be a sense of like unhappiness as it pertains to something, let's say it's career related, and this could be something that you always kind of internalize. It's not necessarily true, that you can't have the kind of happiness in your professional life that you're looking for. You always have to either choose something that pays well and you're not interested in, or maybe you have this job that fulfills you, but it doesn't work financially. And there's nothing in here to suggest the financial necessarily, but that's how I usually see that false dichotomy, boiling down to. And also just cynicism too, like, this is never going to happen for me, and that kind of mentality. What's coming in is the Five of Swords. This, like when I picked up this card, I got like this negative energy because I got this for another sign. And really, one thing that I feel like, if you're leaving, let's say you're leaving a relationship, other people may be involved in some kind of negativity that is behind your back, because actually you may not realize this, but if you leave a job or a relationship that isn't making you happy, that does trigger other people, because you're actually doing it. You're not living a life of quiet desperation. So if you feel like you're being judged, and you may hear from a friend of a friend or something like that, our family members even can do that, or if it's coworkers, realize that they might feel in bondage, and they may not feel like they are doing what they should be doing. So it's easier to, try to cast aspersions on you. It's funny that I'm getting this card more than once. Why would that be in this current climate? I think because things are really changing, and some people are changing with this energy, and they're surfing the shifts. But some people are really, it's kind of like bringing out even more fear within themselves, and they're kind of like holding on with dear life to the old paradigm, their old life that can never be replicated. And so when they see other people like doing what makes them happy, it reminds them that they're not doing it. So it's easier to kind of turn against that person who's doing what, they should be doing. So anyway, the outcome is the Chariot, and this is a card of victory. Now, you may have gone through a lot to get to this point. So it's not about, you're having success right now, but it may have come from, a lot of having to hone in on your goals. And I mean, it's not even just, when I say goals, I'm not just talking about professional life. Even if you like are dealing with a relationship breakup, for some of you, that takes a lot of concentration on just getting through it, because obviously it can be very emotional. Even if you initiate a divorce, it's just so upsetting to have to, have your life turned upside down. So it's time to really feel good about yourself, that you actually accomplished this, whatever this is. And this could be leaving a job that could have taken a lot of guts. It might even be going into a new field, the Fool. So pat yourself on the back and move forward, knowing that there are brighter days ahead. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.